Alrighty. So what we'll be doing today is we'll be going over how to do a CMA. There's several different ways, but this is the way that I do it, and hopefully it helps you garner information. So we'll do it manually. First thing we're going to do is we're going to log into our heart system. All right. And then we're going to access Matrix. All right. We'll have another window that pops up. And then you'll go to search. Now, depending on what type of lot it is, you want to pick the proper things. Is it a townhouse? Is it a lot? Is it a single family? So you want to go ahead and click classic. I like classic. That's just how I like to do things. I'm a classic man. Now, you always want to start with at least, I do half a mile at first to see if I get enough hits on the system. Right now it says it's 5,000 miles 5,000 matches because we haven't put any information in. So let's do 16511 Crystal View Court. Now, when you start to put in the address, it'll pull it up. So if you're looking for a home, you want to type it in the area and it'll put up 12 matches. Currently, it's listed as only showing active, but I want to see sold. And it's automatically going to put it there within 180 days. Now, I know, right now that's not a good determining factor because of how the market has changed over the last 180 days. So I'm going to try 90 days. And I'm going to see what happens. And if we have to expand, we can. Now, we have 19 matches. So really, if we can, let's see if we can scoot down a little bit more. See, now we have 7 matches. See, I like those better. Now I want to go back to 180. So 11 matches within 0.25 of the address, 180 days sold and active. I like those odds. Now, one of the other things that we should be doing is viewing the property first to see where all the details are. But we can do that over here. So let's go and actually check out Crystal View first. Now, some people do that first, or you could do it whenever. But right now, let's just do it here. We're going to take a look at the pictures. We're going to see what type of home it is. We're going to see if it's new, if it's old, if it needs work, all these type of things. So let's take a look in here. This seems to be a little traditional. It's not the modern colors, so it has the more traditional, but it seems very clean. And I can't see a lot of different things. Okay. Looks to be a pretty clean home. It's not modern or anything like that, but very clean. So what we want to do is we want to find homes that look comparable to this. We don't want anything that's too dusty, but we also don't want anything that is too modern as well. So we want to stay in this arena. All right. So we're going to kind of go through these pictures to get a good look. That's a good sized backyard too. Very good. Very good. And that's just the area. They did a good job showing the area. All right. So now that we looked at that, let's go ahead and look at the pricing. We see currently it's $385, and we see they originally had it listed at $435, which is okay. All right. It's been on the market 183 days. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 2003. These are all the things you want to look at. Is it a master plan community? No. And we want to look at the square footage and the lot square footage because all this is going to play a factor in how we decide which properties we're going to compare it to. Okay. All right. Now I also scroll down. I look at the school district. I want to see the garage. So it's a 3-car garage, oversized, beautiful. And it's a 1-story. Okay. Now, these are the things that's going to let you know, is it going to be a high end or is it going to be kind of the low end? Because we always look for a range and then we decide from there where it's going to be. So I also like to scroll down and I look to see where's the primary bedroom, where's the kitchen at, what size are the rooms. Now, more than likely, these dimensions won't be right, but at least you have an idea of where the bedrooms are when you're doing it. Okay. And we also want to check, okay, is it electric? Is it the gas? These are important as well. So this is electric, but it does have gas connections. All right. So those are all the things that I like to look at when I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do my CMA. Now that I have extensively looked at the property, now I can go back to the results and kind of compare and contrast. Do I see anything that has sold that matches these dimensions? Okay. So we have the results, and I will click here if I wanted to view one property at a time, or I'll come back and I click Angel Single Line if I want to see all of them. So you see all of them has sold in the same division, subdivision. And now we want to look at the square footage. And if you see over here, you see these A's. That's for active, S is for sold. So our crystal view is 25. So we kind of want to keep things just kind of in that same range. Like this is a lot. This is a lot more home, you know? So here's one right here that sold. So that'll be a good one to look at. While this lot size is not the same, this is close in home square footage. So we could take a look at that one. We're going to look at this one, even though it does not have a good square footage at all. Okay, now that we see some of these different properties, let's go to Agent Full. And now let's check them out, see if we can find them. 27. All right, so let's look at this. This is 27. It is currently active. So I will call this the competition. So this is going to be the competition. It's one story slab. Looks pretty good. They have it listed for 385. So we're gonna come here. We're gonna look in here. Yep, looking pretty traditional, but not as done up as our property that we're checking out. So if I had to say anything, I say this is maybe close because it has more square footage. Yeah, it does have more square footage, but not as much lot size. So not a bad comparison. Let's go ahead and add it. And then of course we got the crystal view. This is the property that we're looking at actively. Now this is too much home. Look at the square footage. And of course this is a two-story. It's not in the same ballpark. This one not in the same ballpark either. This one is actually too small. Too small for sure. Aha, this one is very close in size. Look at that pricing. It's a 4.2. This one's was made in 1999. Now let's look at the inside though. Let's see what it looked like. Let's make it real big so we can see. Oof. Ooh, tough. Definitely older. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, and it needed some work done. It needed some remodeling. So we can see why it sold for that price. Oh, look at the flooring. Yeah. This one is not comparable to our property. Now, while it is in size, it is not in the interior. Not even close. So 340 would not be, one of the ones that I would pick to add to our property. So we're just going to keep it going. Now this one is 330, 2,400 square feet. Let's go in here, kind of take a look at it. So yeah. Again, inside, not comparable. Ours has a little more, what they say, pizzazz. Yeah. Yeesh. I wouldn't want to use that for a comp either. Just gotta keep it going. Now, of course, this is over 350, which is higher than the other two, but it's only 1,900 square foot. But let's take a look at it. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. More clean cut. Open. It's just missing some square footage. But inside, this is more comparable to ours than the other properties, honestly. It's just less square footage. Even the back. Now, see, now this, I would want to use this one for a comp. Let's keep going. That's 3,000, and that was 3,000, and it was a double story. Now this one is 2,600. So for 455, when did this one sell? What does it look like on the inside? It's very classic, very traditional. It does have an open concept. Does have an open concept. Okay. Oof, these colors. There's a lot going on in here. Let's see what's going on in here. Okay. Big oversized garage. This is definitely a comp for our property, but look in the back. Ooh, it has the lake in the back. Now that might make the big difference. The actual location. It has a lake in the back. Now let's scroll down. Let's see when this sold. Oh, somebody bought this cash. Somebody bought this cash. Beautiful. Close date 7/15/2025. This is a good one. This was a very, very good one. So as we peruse this house, we have to decide, is our property on the back end of the pond as well? Because if so, this makes it a very comparable part. Very. So I would add that just because of the size, the location, because ours is in a cul-de-sac too. So I'm assuming it's in the same area in the cul-de-sac, and it's sold in a good location. Okay. Now, since we have those few, we have about 4 checked, right? I personally like to have around 5. But just for the sake of checking it out, let's just look and see quick CMA and see what happens. Now, currently we show active, and we seeing that they are priced the same. 385, 385. The 2794 is actually priced better per square footage. So if you were going just by square footage of the home, this one would actually be the better home. But if you pay attention to all the intricacies, like how they look, the fact that this is an oversized garage, this is why they priced it, a little bit better, plus the size of the lot. Okay. So I always check the average and I see what the average is. Currently, obviously it's going to be 385. Now, if we scroll down to the 2 that sold, we'll see the going square footage for each one. 179, 168. We're seeing what the square footage is. So 350, 355. And if you come here to the average as well, you see at 2297, that'll be 402. Okay. But if we go on by the size closer to our house, it's closer to 455. So the range that I'm seeing right now, if you're going to go by those metrics, I would probably put it closer to the max because we have a pretty clean house. So honestly, I would probably put it around 447, 450, somewhere in that ballpark, just based off of square footage and the price per square foot. Because as you looked at the house, it was a fairly nice house. It was taken care of pretty well. So that's why I would have it like that. Okay. Let's see here. All right. So now that we have checked out what we expect the property to be at, now we're going to go back and assess the property again. So I'm going to come here. And as you see, the original price, 435, same ballpark as what we originally thought the property would be listed at. But the what we know the house to be worth does not dictate what the market says the property is worth. So right now we are in a declining market, which means even though this home can justifiably be sold at 435, the homes are not moving. And if we can't get nobody to buy the home at this price, guess what? We have to mark it down according to what the market says it is. And the market numbers do not justify it being less than this currently, but the fact that no homes are moving does in fact justify this 385. So even when you're going to assess this home, if you're getting it somewhere in this ballpark, you now have to take into account that no home is moving, and you have to ask your sellers, how long do we really want to wait? And you have to start marking it down piece by piece until it gets sold. Otherwise, you can keep your value, but you'll never sell the home. So currently, I think 385 is justified because currently there's another house on the market that is at 385. And currently it is at a bidding war of who's going to get their home sold first. The one with more square footage or the one with less. And if you see, this has been sitting on the market 183 days. So 385 is justified. But if we were going by sure numbers, I would say this house will actually be worth more than that. Now, this market is going to change. So that's just is what it is on there. So now that we've seen kind of that, let's expand it a little bit and see if we can get some better homes, you know, some less coverage, right? Now I have expanded it to half a mile and I have placed it at sold for 0 to 90 days. All right. Now let's do at least 3 plus, 2 plus, because now I'm really trying to get these numbers down now, right? Square footage. I don't want to look at nothing that's not at least 2,300 square foot. Ooh, still 15 matches. Okay. Lot size. Nothing less than 7,000. Okay, we still at 10 matches. 2-car garage. Come on, give it to me. All right. 10. So you always want to put the pluses. So that's the lease. Okay. Now we got 10 matches. Now we can really get into the weeds and see what the appraiser might say. All right. Now again, I like to change mine to agent full because I want to see what's going on. So we already know about this one. This is one of the active ones. This is our current property. Now this is a good house, but it has a pool back there, and this looks like just a 2-story, so I wouldn't use this. And it's active. This is a 2-story. This is a 2-story. This is a 2-story. Another 2-story. All right, Milton Shadows. Oh, it's sold for 330. Whew. What's going on with this one? Let's take a look on the inside. Oh, okay. This is one of the ones we looked at earlier. Just kind of plain Jane. When did it sell though? Oh, it sold 8/29/2025. Huh. Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, that has to be a comp. Nope. 469, 515. All right. So these didn't quite hit our criteria. So we need to expand a little bit. Okay. Now let's go back to 180. It gave me 5 more matches now. So let's see. Okay, that's still Gentle Stone. Remember, we can add these. Add Crystal View, obviously. Distant Woods, we saw that one. It got that two-story, two-story, two-story. There's a lot of two-stories around there. This was 340. I know we looked at this one already. I always like to check it again. It's a rough looking one. Let's just keep it going. We looked at Melton. I think Melton was actually a good comparable. It's just missing some square footage, of course. Birch, nope. Two-story. Ooh, look at that lot size on this one. They got a nice lot size. Oh, they got a pool too. Oh yeah, this is a Rolls Royce. Well, I want to add that in there. Okay. So we're not getting the best comparables, but you know what? Let's add this in here. I added one of those lower ones. Let's add this in here too. Now we only have 4 checked. Let's go back to criteria. Now, let's expand that a mile. Ooh, too many. Ooh, now it's too many matches. 42. But if that's the case, let's go ahead and get real. Let's get right to it. Man, that took it down so much. Let's see what's going on here. We got Crystal View, a two-story, a two-story, a two-story, a two-story. Ooh, I like that one. Let's go back. 2 plus. All right, let's go back to results. Of course, we still got Gentle. We still got Crystal. No. 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 These are all 2 stories. I think this is a 2-story as well. Let me see. Is it not a 2-story? Oh yeah, it's a 2-story. Let's keep it going. No. I like the size. Ooh, it's way older. List price. It's a 2-story. 2-story. This area got a lot of 2-stories. 2-stories and pools. Beautiful area. We only got 2 checked. So we're not meeting enough of the criteria to say it's good to go. So 180. Back to 33 matches. That's way too big. Obviously, Gentle. Crystal View. We're going to check that again. Now we're going to kind of peruse through all of these. See if we can get anything to match. This is a 2-story. 2-stories look like they cheaper. They sold for cheaper anyway. This is the one that was 340. When did this one sell again? 627. Okay. Again, we just trying to go through there, trying to see where we can find to kind of match our property. But we're really not seeing too many, realistically. Yeah, we're not seeing too many that's going to justify, that's going to see what we need to see. Now, let's go 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3. 24 plus. Let's go ahead and put this down. Let's do 23 to 26. All right. Let's do 6 to 10. Okay, now let's see if these results get us something a little better. This looks like it's a 2-story. Let's go ahead and pass it on up. 2-story, 2-story. Of course, crystal. Distant Woods. Was this the one? No, this is 2-story. 2, 2. We'll add in copper. Melting Shadows. Yep, Melting Shadows. It's 2-story, 2-story. 2-story. What is this? A 2-story. It's a little odd design on it. Another 2-story. Oh yeah, another 2-story. Okay, we're not seeing a lot of them that is comparable. So I would probably go with the first way we did it, because currently, even as we play with the criteria and look different ways, we're not really seeing the results that we want to see. Now, another way to kind of check and try to at least get a number is if you have a number in your head that you want the property at, then you always need to go with, of course, what is active in the area, because that's your direct competition. If someone's selling for 340 and you selling for 390, 340 is going to go first. So you just got to ask your client, hey, where is your pain point at? Where's the most comfortable dollar amount that you could have? Okay. Now, if you go ahead and click this property, there are a few things that you can do to kind of see. So the first one you can do is you can kind of click this AVM button to see what these third-party providers are saying. Black Knight 401, Core Logic 390, Appraisal Districts 364. And they give you a confidence score, and they give you a range, because remember, this is the range we talked about. These are the ranges. So now it's about how much do you want to chip away at your client, basically. Now, if you go back, you see they had a good evaluation for 29, but as the house don't sell, you're gonna go down. So we're just at the point now where it's not about what the house is worth; it's about what people are willing to pay. Now, another place you can go and check out is you can go to realist.com. No, you can access Realist through your HAR account. Sorry. So you access Realist through your HAR account, and you'll type in the address of whatever property you want to view. You'll click search, and it'll pop up. Now that'll give you pertinent details about the property. You know, who owns it, all of the dimensions of the property, locations, flood zones, parcel information, tax information. It'll tell you school districts, jurisdiction, everything, characteristics. This will break it down. But if you keep scrolling down, it'll also give you an estimated value range. So the real AVM, this one is saying 380 with an 89 confidence score and 357 to 404. If you really stuck on, I cannot pin a number down, then you could come here to kind of justify the numbers that you got. Okay. And then out of those three ways, you should be able to at least be in the ballpark of what the appraiser would be at. Okay. Now, if you have any other questions, just let me know. This is not an exact science. This is just a way that, you can kind of figure out what the property's worth. I mean, we're all trying here and we're all on the same team. Now, the last one that I say that you should do is go ahead and go to chat. This is the very last one. I do not suggest this out of nowhere. And I would say, hey, chat, what do you think this home should be sold for? And you want to make sure you put the address in there, right? Because it'll pull up all type of different addresses. Crystal View, Houston, Texas, 77095. Houston, Texas, 70095. And then we'll come in here. Let's see what chat say. Let's see what chat says. Chat says. All right. It's still perusing. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm. So it said the same thing. The range that it will put it at is between 378 and 387. Yep. And that's how I kind of determine my numbers. I looked like 3 or 4 different places and then kind of placed them together in my head. Well, I hope this helps some. I know it did not come out perfect, but sometimes we have to piece things together. That's what we're here for. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Have a good rest of your day.